April 27th, 2025. Garden Glamour. Celebrate the start of the spring season in style, Michelle is helping Cara host a garden party. Gionni and his crew are taking care of catering for the afternoon. The theme of the party is florals. For guests, Cara invites the whole group. Don, Liz, Carla and Brad, Craig and Maria, Tanya and Nicole, Rebecca, Carole and Tom, Pete, Richard, Christina and Bill, Susan and Hillary, and Jorge. She excludes Chris due to her work schedule. With the help of his caterers, Gionni is in the kitchen setting up a charcuterie board and an outdoor buffet. Michelle brings a fruit salad and makes a mixture of a non-alcoholic drink beforehand. Cara and Michelle set up a bloom bar in the yard so everyone can make bouquets and a flower crown station for the theme of the event. They set up a little cocktail bar by the patio table. They set up lawn games such as lawn bowling, croquet, beanbag toss, a giant game of Jenga, wiffle ball baseball, and a horseshoes game for some friendly competition. Cara is currently in her backyard hanging colorful lanterns and ribbons from surrounding bushes and trees. Little origami butterflies are hung from the string of the lanterns, creating a beautiful display of color and whimsy. Cara is wearing a pink floral print dress that includes a stylish slit on one side. It's paired with pink strappy high-heeled sandals for an elegant and summery look. Once everything was in place, she took a seat admiring the bright and colorful decorations. She came back into the house and smelled a lovely aroma of different dishes from the kitchen where Gionni was cooking. As she's tidying up the dining and living room, she hears the doorbell ring. "I'll get it," she called out to Gionni. Cara opened the door to see her friend Michelle standing in the doorway, right on time. She is holding a large container of a pre-mixed non-alcoholic beverage for everyone to enjoy. She is also carrying a big salad bowl wrapped with plastic. She made a quick fruit salad the night before, so she was prepared for Cara's event. Michelle is wearing a white, light and breezy floral maxi dress with tiered layers, short puff sleeves, and a square neckline. She is wearing beige, strappy sandals to match her outfit. Cara swings open the door to greet her friend with a big smile on her face. "Hey, Michelle! Thank you so much for coming early to help me sit up, girlie," Cara says. "Hey," Michelle says, giving her a small hug as she juggles both containers in her hands. Cara closes the door, letting Michelle into the house. She leads her into the dining room where she sets down her fruit salad bowl and the pitcher of the drink she mixed. Gionni and his catering team are working on the outdoor buffet, so I figured we could get started with setting up for the outdoor activities I have planned for the party, Cara suggested. "Sounds good," Michelle says with a warm smile, admiring the decorations from the window. "Could I get you something to drink while you get settled in?" Cara asked as Michelle took a seat on the couch. "Sure, I'll have a glass of sparkling water. Still a little early for a drink," Michelle says, folding her hands onto her lap. Cara heads into the bar and pours Michelle a tall glass of sparkling water with a little lemon garnish and some ice. She hands her the beverage and takes a seat with her on the couch. "Here you go, love. I'm so glad you're here to help me. I don't know if I would be able to set up for this party alone," Cara admitted. "It should be fun today. I believe our entire friend group will be here. Is Jorge coming later?" Cara asked, striking up a conversation. Michelle nods slowly and smiles as Cara shows appreciation for her presence. "Of course, Cara. You know I would do anything to help you." "Yep. He says he'll be here before noon. I'm excited to have him here. I know he missed out on the Easter party, but that wasn't his intention. He's very religious and has his own traditions for the holiday, so he apologizes for not making it last week." Michelle takes a small sip of water. "Oh, good. I'm so glad." No, that's all right. I completely understand that," Cara says empathetically. Michelle looks up and smiled. "Thanks for understanding." Cara and Michelle continue to talk on the couch, sipping their drinks and getting more comfortable as the two women are able to catch up. Cara leans back into the couch cushion, taking a small sip of her drink. She looks over at Michelle, her eyes studying over her outfit. "I love your dress, Michelle," Cara says, tilting her head with a smile. Michelle looks down at her dress, running her hand over the soft fabric. "Oh, thank you. I actually found this at a boutique store downtown. I needed something light and airy for today," she says. "It looks fantastic on you," Cara compliments. "Thank you, honey," Michelle says shyly, still rubbing her eyes as she's trying to wake up. "So, what did you think about Christina sharing that she and Bill are swingers? I'm sure that shocked everyone. I wasn't expecting that two truths and a lie thing we did at the tea party to blow over the way that it did," Cara asked, trying to strike up a bit of a conversation before the two of them got to work. "Oh, that was definitely shocking. But, I mean, I believed it. She seems like someone who can attract attention from guys without realizing what she's doing. And that thing with Rob? It seems like she's a bit insecure about what Bill will think. But we're meeting him today, and I'm a bit scared about that," Michelle said. Cara nodded at Michelle's observations. She couldn't help but chime in. "Yeah, I agree. It was definitely unexpected. I mean, swingers? I wasn't sure at first. But I've got to admit, Christina does have a certain energy about her. I'm still trying to wrap my head around it," Cara said with a small laugh. Oh God, I almost forgot about meeting Bill today. That'll be interesting, won't it? Cara said, a bit of apprehension in her voice. Yeah, it will be. For some reason, she acts like a bit of a gold digger. I don't know why, but I get this type of energy from her that he's older and she only married him for his money. Not sure if it's true though. We'll just have to see, Michelle assumes. You might be onto something there. I was scrolling on Facebook last night and her profile popped up on my feed. It seems she shares an FB account with her husband, and he's definitely much older than her. He's like 7 feet tall, too. I get having a thing for taller men, but a 14-year age difference is a bit of a stretch. I wonder what Bill does for work that is so attractive. Cara furrows her brows at the thought. Michelle nodded, agreeing with her. Oh, I'm sure of it. And 7 foot tall? I would be up to his chin. Maybe that's why she's so into him. How do you know there's an age difference? She joked, chuckling a little. But then a more thought-provoking look came over her face. Yeah, I wonder what he does for work, too. Whatever it is, it must pay pretty well to afford a woman like Christina, you know? Michelle said. Right. Well, I did a little bit of a background check on her. He's 61, while she is only 47, Cara says. Oh, interesting. Maybe he's leading her on in more ways than one. But we also shouldn't assume because we don't know Rob or Bill. We'll just have to see, Michelle comments. It's a bit strange and concerning. I just want to know what we are witnessing. I was a little hesitant about inviting Don over again, and I'm surprised he accepted the invitation, Cara said. I can totally understand your hesitation. It's tough when there's unresolved tension between friends, Michelle replied, nodding compassionately. But I think it's important to give people a chance to work things through. Maybe this party will provide an opportunity for them to talk things out and find some more common ground. And even if they choose not to confront each other, they can hopefully still enjoy the event without causing any further drama. You're right, Michelle. Anyways, we shouldn't waste any more time. I'll just need your help with setting up some lawn games in the yard. Everything is in the shed and the pool house. All we have to do is find a spot in the yard for everything, Cara says, standing up from the couch. They headed outside through the living room door. Cara leads Michelle over to the shed and shows her where all the lawn games are. Michelle looks into the shed and sees lawn bowling, croquet, beanbag toss, a horseshoes game, a giant game of Jenga, and wiffle ball baseball. All we have to do is find places to set everything up in the yard, Cara says. Michelle follows her outside, nodding in agreement, her gaze wandering over the vast lawn and its expansive garden. She smiles at the abundance of things to do and the thought of hours of fun ahead. As she looks over the various lawn games, her eyes lit up with excitement. This is great! We'll have plenty to keep everyone entertained. Where do you think we should start? Cara rubs her chin thoughtfully. Maybe the beanbag toss should go by the fire pit area. Michelle picks up the beanbag toss and sets it up by the fire pit in the middle of the yard. She also grabs the big Jenga game and puts it near the side of the deck. How's that look? She asks Cara. That looks great. Nice thinking on the placement, Cara nods, admiring the layout. She points to the lawn bowling set. Oh, let's put that one near the patio area right there, she suggested. Michelle drops the bag of lawn bowling by the patio area away from the table. Yeah, that looks good there. It shouldn't be too dangerous because it's away from the table and all, Michelle agreed. Cara nods, smiling with satisfaction as they continue to set up the games. Next, she points to the croquet set. How about the croquet set by my gated garden? Michelle picks up the croquet set and walks over to the vegetable garden, finding a spot on the grass to set it up. Is this a good location? She asks Cara, pointing to the area. Yeah, that looks perfect. Cara responds with a smile, approving of the placement. Okay, all that's left are the horseshoes and the wiffle ball baseball sets. Any ideas for where to put those? Let's set up the wiffle ball by the garage area, and then we can put the horseshoes game on this side of the house, Michelle suggested. Sounds like a plan, Cara agreed. Michelle grabbed the wiffle ball set and walked over to the garage area, setting it up quickly. Then she grabbed the horseshoes and walked over to the side of the house, placing it there. Cara looks over the lawn, taking in the games they had set up. Okay, I think we've done a great job here. Now, I'm going to head over to the shed to grab a fold-up table for our DIY flower crown station. We're going to put that on the other side of the deck. Michelle nodded, following Cara's lead. All right, sounds good. The two of them carry the table from the shed to the other side of the deck. The supplies are in the family room. We'll just head inside to grab those to get everything set up out here. Cara opens the door from the deck, and the two of them head inside. They enter the family room where all the supplies are sitting on the coffee table, ready to be taken outside. Michelle looks over the supplies, examining the collection of fake flowers, wires, glue, scissors, and other decorations. Cara grabs a pastel pink tablecloth from the closet. Michelle picks up the supplies and follows Cara's lead outside. She helps her lay down the tablecloth, and the two of them set down the supplies around the table. Once everything is set on the table, they head back into the house and into the basement to grab a couple of lawn chairs. Once in the basement, Cara grabs 4 white folding lawn chairs and hands 2 to Michelle. She takes the other one and starts walking up the basement stairs. Michelle follows, struggling a little as she tries to balance the chair and the supplies she's carrying. Once they have 4 chairs, they headed back downstairs to grab 4 more. They come back outside after the second trip and set the chairs up by the station. All right, Michelle, there are just 2 more things I need your help with. All right, Michelle, there are just 2 more things I need your help with. Later into the night, we'll be having sunset cocktails and setting up a bloom bar for everyone to make bouquets. I have all of the flowers ready, but we just need to set up a small table by the pool house. Let's head into the basement to grab another table and a few lawn chairs. Follow me, Cara tells her. They headed back into the basement, carrying a lawn table with the help of Gionni and the 4 chairs. Gionni sets the table down by the pool house and puts the chairs around it. After the table is set up, Cara goes into the family room and grabs the bouquets she bought earlier for this activity. She carries a big wicker basket of several different kinds of flowers. Michelle takes another pastel tablecloth, tissue and wrapping paper, colored ribbons, and some tall vases. She grabs some supplies as well and then follows Cara outside to where they had the table set up. Once the bloom bar is finally done, Cara and Michelle headed into the house and grabbed Michelle's pre-made non-alcoholic beverage mix. They set it onto the table and Gionni rolls out Cara's fancy alcohol cart next to the cocktail table by the patio table. She takes a few glasses and liquor outside while Gionni gathers ingredients and garnishes for the cocktails later. He sets them aside in the refrigerator. After the preparation is complete, Michelle, Cara, and Gionni look around the yard to survey their work. Now all they had to do was wait for their guests to arrive. They finished preparations right at noon, and Cara wanted everyone to be here between 12 and 1:30 p.m. Cara takes a seat on one of the chairs and sighs with relief as she finally gets to rest for a moment. "Whew, that was a lot, but we got it all done in time," she said, a smile on her face. Cara looked around the backyard, satisfied with how everything was laid out. She took a deep breath, smiling happily. "Okay, I think we're all done here," she said, turning to Gionni and Michelle. "This looks perfect, love," Gionni said, standing next to her. He reached out to hold her hand, giving it a soft squeeze. Michelle nodded in agreement, taking everything in. "It really does. Everyone is going to love it," she said, giving a warm smile. "All right, babe. You're free to head back into the kitchen. I'll let you know when everyone gets here so you and the caterers can start bringing out the food," Cara said. "Okay, I'll see you girls in a little bit," Gionni smiled. Michelle and Cara smiled as they watched Gionni head back into the house. I think I can go for a quick cigarette," Michelle said. "Do you want to come with me? I'll head into my car," Michelle chuckled. "Sure, I can use one. That was a lot of work," Cara says, wiping sweat off her face. "Yeah, sure. Let's go. I think we deserve a little break after all the work we put in," Michelle says, chuckling. The 2 friends walk over to the driveway, making their way to Michelle's car. Once they're there, Michelle sits down in the driver's seat while Cara gets into the front. She takes out a pack of cigarettes and lights one, takes a long drag, and then offers one to Cara. Cara takes a cigarette from her, lighting it as well and taking a long drag. She exhales the smoke, her head lolling back against the headrest of the car seat. "Ah, that hits the spot," she says, a satisfied sigh escaping her lips. Michelle chuckles at her comment, looking over with an amused smirk on her face. "I know, right? We really did a lot this morning." She takes another drag of her cigarette. "I know. Party preparations are no joke. No wonder I'm so stressed all the time," she chuckled, hitting her cigarette again. Michelle exhaled a steam of smoke, chuckling in agreement. "Right? Party planning takes a lot of energy, but it'll be worth it when we see everyone out there having a good time." She exhaled another smoke cloud, watching it float out of the window. Cara nods, taking another drag from her cigarette. "Yeah, I'm excited to see everyone enjoying this party. I just hope nothing goes wrong." She blows out a steam of smoke, her eyes scanning over the backyard again. Michelle smiles, taking a quick puff before responding. "Don't worry, babe. Everything will go smoothly. You worry too much." "You're right. I just need to relax," Cara says with a smirk. The girls stood in Michelle's car, chatting about how excited they were for the party. Once they finished their cigarettes, they headed back into the house to chill in the living room. "Jorge says he'll be here in about 10 minutes, Michelle says, looking up from her phone. Cara hands her a glass of sparkling lime water as they sit on the couch. "Good. Hopefully Liz isn't late again," Cara chuckled. 2 hours late to a tea party was fucking ridiculous. And what was up with her taking jabs at everyone? She's a little troublemaker. Michelle laughs, taking a sip of her sparkling water. "Yeah, seriously. Showing up 2 hours late to a tea party is like showing up to a wedding after the couple is already filed for divorce. She's definitely got some attitude problems." She shakes her head, still amused. "She's wicked. Now I'm nervous about the tension between Michael and Don. They haven't seen each other since the Easter party, and Liz says she hasn't been showing up to work. I really hope she's not moving forward with that harassment lawsuit she was planning on serving Don. I had hoped we talked her out of it, but I guess we'll never know," Cara shrugged. "Liz talks a lot of gossip, too. She could be just making it up." Michelle hums in agreement, nodding her head. "Yeah, that's true. Liz does have a tendency to gossip and exaggerate things. I hope she was just joking about the lawsuit, too. I don't want any drama at the party." She pauses for a moment, deep in thought. "Do you think there's a possibility that Liz and Don slept together?" Cara makes a face at Michelle's accusation. No fucking way. I don't even believe that for a second. I'm pretty sure Don's smart enough to know not to go after married women. He doesn't even date. Although, I do think he's hiding something. Not sure what it is yet. Michelle shakes her head. Yeah, you're right. Don doesn't even seem like the type to mess around with a married woman. And you think he's hiding something? What makes you say that? Well, after the Easter party ended, he was alone in the family room. I'm sure he was doing some overthinking and was probably thinking about how to fire Liz again, or something. Cara winced. Michelle raises her eyebrows, surprised by Cara's observation. Really? You think he was trying to figure out how to fire her again? That's kind of extreme. She takes another sip from her glass while thinking. I don't know. That man is definitely hiding something. Either that or he's thinking of a way to get revenge on her for being violent. I'm sure it'll come out, or Liz will make another assumption about him to get him to talk, Cara said. Michelle nods, agreeing with Cara's assessment. Yeah, I think you're right. Don definitely seems like a guy who has some secrets. And Liz does have a habit of stirring up trouble with her assumptions. A few minutes later, the doorbell rings, revealing their first guest. Cara opens the door and sees Rebecca standing in the doorway. She is wearing a sleeveless maxi dress with a floral and leaf pattern and white heels. Hey, so glad you can make it, Cara says, giving her a quick hug. Hi, Cara, you look gorgeous as always, Rebecca says, handing her a bouquet of white roses. I know I never need to bring anything, but I just thought you would enjoy these, Rebecca smiles. Aw, thank you, Rebecca. These are beautiful, Cara says, taking the bouquet. She leads her down the hallway and into the living room where she exchanges greetings with Michelle. Hey, love. Good to see you. Michelle stands up, giving Rebecca a hug and a kiss. Good to see you, Rebecca says. I love your dress, Michelle. Cara pours Michelle a glass of sparkling lime water. Thank you, honey. Michelle glances at her phone while talking to Rebecca. Jorge will be here in 5 minutes, Cara, she lets her know. Cara nodded, standing by the couch. All right, I'll go wait by the door. I'm sure everyone will be on their way soon, she says, heading back down the hallway. How are you doing, Rebecca? Michelle asks, rubbing her face. I'm good. I'm excited for tonight. The yard looks gorgeous. Did you get here early to help Cara? She asked. Yep, we did a lot with just an hour. Everything is prepared now, so all we have to do is wait for the people to show up. It was nice helping her out. I can tell she really appreciates it, Michelle says with a smile. Aw, that's so nice of you. I bet she enjoys your help, Rebecca says, sitting down on the couch next to Michelle. Cara heads back to the front hallway, straightening out her dress a little bit as she waits for the doorbell to ring again. She hears footsteps approaching from the sidewalk. Jorge knocks on the door a few times, a bouquet of pink tulips in his hand. Hello there, he says as soon as she opens the door. Cara smiles, giving him a hug hello. Hey, Jorge, I'm so glad you can make it. And look at these. You're spoiling me today. She holds the tulips up. Ah, I thought they would be perfect for a beautiful woman like you, Jorge says with a smirk. Cara exchanges a hug and a small peck with Jorge, and then leads him into the living room where his girlfriend Michelle is. Hi, honey. Michelle jumps up with joy when she sees her boyfriend enter the living room. Hi, sweetheart, he says, giving her a hug and a kiss. Hey, Jorge, Rebecca says, exchanging a greeting with him. Hello, how are you? Jorge asked. I'm good, thank you, Rebecca nods. Jorge heads into the kitchen for a second, greeting Gionni. Good to see you, man, Gionni says, dabbing him up. Jorge takes a seat at the counter, engaging in conversation with Gionni. As Cara walks into the living room, she spots a car pulling up into the driveway through the window. Cara recognizes the car as Liz's. Okay, Liz is here. Cara gets up from the arm of the couch and hurries over to the door. She hears a noise outside when Liz parks. The doorbell rings and Michelle immediately knows who it is. She's here. Michelle looked at Rebecca and rolled her eyes. The fuck was that sound? She says to herself. Liz parks the car and rings the doorbell. She is wearing a sleeveless yellow and white floral dress with tiered layers and wedge sandals. She stands there, waiting patiently with a smug look on her face, trying not to show that she accidentally hit Cara's garage door. God, she says to herself. Cara opens the door for Liz, putting a smile on her face to mask her annoyance. Hey, Liz, she says, greeting her with a hug and a hello. Hey, Cara, thank you for inviting me, Liz says. Of course, so nice to have you. Cara steps aside to let her in, closing the door behind her. The two of them exchange greetings before heading into the living room to see Gionni, Jorge, Rebecca, and Michelle. Michael couldn't make it? Cara questioned. Oh, he decided not to come because of the tension with Don. His decision, I guess. She shrugged shyly. She greets Michelle and Rebecca with warm hugs and kisses. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm sure it's to avoid the awkward tension, Michelle says, eyeing Liz a little. She could sense some tension in Liz. She was trying to be pleasant, but could tell she was itching to gossip about something. Gionni noticed the tension as well and gave Liz a nervous look, knowing that she had no filter. He's just not good with arguments, that's all. He doesn't know how to think things through before he says them, and I think that's something he gets from me. Whatever, it's his problem at this point. I'm not even gonna try to get involved, Liz says, rubbing her neck. Cara nodded, still suspicious, but didn't want to question it too much. You look pretty, Liz, she compliments her. She notices Liz was dressed nicer than usual today and seemed a bit out of character. He can be so fucking selfish sometimes, though. He asked me why I was going and why I didn't want to spend time with him. He didn't want to talk about it. And when I asked if he wanted to come, he was like, fuck no, I don't want to put up with your boss's nonsense. Like, alright then. Thanks, Cara, Liz says, shooting a smirk at her way. Michelle and Cara exchange glances that say, told you so. They could always tell when Liz was mad at someone if she started putting more effort into her look and gossip a little more than usual. Why are you all staring at me? The fuck did I do? Liz says, not hesitating to lash out on them. Oh, by the way, Cara, I parked a little too close to your garage door and ended up hitting it. I'm sure it's not broken or anything, but I have a small dent in my bumper now. No big deal, she says, turning the attention on her again. Cara's face freezes, a look of annoyance creeping over her face. Are you fucking serious? You could have at least told me. She tries to hide her growing irritation, taking a deep breath in. I literally did. So what's the problem? She stands there, hands on her hips. Cara tries to contain her frustration, but can't help it. The problem is you could have parked a little couple feet forward, you know. She rolls her eyes, exasperated. God, I'm so sorry I have such a big fucking car. My bad. I wasn't paying attention. I just thought I could pull right in. I obviously knew that the garage door was there. You think I'm an idiot? She assumed, already starting shit. I did wonder, yes, Cara murmured under her breath. She was trying to hold herself back from saying something snarky or raising her voice. That was the last thing she wanted to do at this party. Liz rolled her eyes at Cara's snarky remark. Whatever, bitch, she says. You know, Liz, you just got here and you're already starting problems. Why would you show up with such a bad attitude? Tonight's supposed to be a lot of fun and we don't need you ruining our fun party, Michelle spoke up. What are you saying? You think I should just leave then? I just wanted to tell the truth right when I got here before Cara says something to me. That's all. Fuck. You all act like you're on your high horses or some shit. It's not even a big deal, she rubs her forehead. We do feel like we're on a high horse because we don't trash other people's property while parking our cars, Michelle retorted. Cara glanced between Liz and Michelle. She was clearly irritated by now, but was doing her best to keep it together. Liz chuckled, amused by Michelle's annoyance. Oh, so now you're a parking lot expert, huh? Let me just jot that down in my list of things Cara gets offended over. Oh, shut up, Michelle mumbled under her breath, knowing this was about to escalate. Seriously, Liz, I'm not taking your bullshit today. If you want to act up, you can leave. Just drop the conversation already, Cara sighed. Liz raised her hands in a mocking surrender pose, feigning innocence. Oh, whoa. Calm down, Cara. You're the one who's making a big deal out of a little dent. Why don't you lighten up and just be a good host? This party's supposed to be fun, not drama central. Stop fucking gaslighting me. Seriously. I've had enough of your shit. I wish your husband was here to intervene. He knows how to stop shit like this from happening. I don't give a fuck about your car right now. I'm more worried about the damage to the garage door. Maybe you should stop distracting yourself while driving and learn to pay attention to where you're parking. My driveway is pretty long and I live in a cul-de-sac. You've been here plenty of times, so I'm surprised to hear you say that you didn't see what you were hitting. Sounds like you're the bad driver. You knew my garage door was there all along. Stop playing dumb already. Cara shakes her head, fuming with annoyance. Liz rolled her eyes, clearly annoyed by Cara's accusations. Oh, here we go again, blaming me for everything. I already said I was sorry and it was an accident. It's not like I did it on purpose. And don't bring my husband into this. He has nothing to do with it. You're just trying to shift the blame away from your petty complaints. She's not even blaming you, Liz. Rebecca steps into the conversation in defense of her friend. She's just trying to get you to shut up and stop gaslighting. We know you didn't do it on purpose, but you just need to be a little more cautious next time, okay? Rebecca says calmly. Cara and Michelle nod their heads graciously as they listen to what Rebecca has to say. Liz rolled her eyes and crossed her arms over her chest. Oh, yeah, sure. I'm sorry I'm not a perfect parker like you guys. I'll make sure to park my car a mile away from your precious garage next time, she said sarcastically. Stop showing up in a bad mood too. How's that? You come into my house and you're in a moment of rage over your husband being selfish and not wanting to go. I was never forcing you guys to come. I said if you wanted to, you're welcome. You always gotta make everything about you and what you want to do. If you don't want to be here and hang out with us all afternoon, then you can gladly go, Cara says. Liz rolled her eyes. Oh, spare me the guilt trip. I came here because I thought it would be a fun little party. I'm not the one making a big deal about some insignificant dent in your garage door or my husband's absence. You're the one turning this into a personal attack. As a matter of fact, I will stay. I'll stop with the drama just because you can't handle a little sarcasm. Okay, Liz, whatever you say. And don't even think about starting drama with Don when he gets here. I'm not afraid to separate the two of you all because you can't handle your disagreement like adults, Cara says.